What came first, the egg or the chicken? If you jump in a jumper, aren't you the jumper? If you sweat in a sweater, aren't you the sweater? If you slip on a slipper, aren't you the slipper? The youngest picture of you is also the oldest picture of you. A fire truck is actually a water truck. If life is unfair to everyone, does that mean life is actually fair? If you're in the living room and you pass away, did you die, or are you just knocked out? Why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies when you cook bacon and bake cookies? If we have watermelon, shouldn't we also have firemelon, earth melon, and air melon? The elemelons. If it rains on a Sunday, does that mean it's now rain day? Why is the pizza box a square if the pizza is a circle and the slice is a triangle? Does fat chance and slim chance mean the same thing? If air and water are clear, why can't we see water and not air? If a word is misspelled in the dictionary, how would we know? If you are waiting for the waiter, aren't you the waiter? If you're waiting for the perfect moment, doesn't that mean the perfect moment is actually waiting for you? If a tomato is a fruit, does that make ketchup a smoothie? If poison expires, is it more harmful or less harmful? Why are deliveries on a ship called cargo, but in a car, it's called a shipment? If we're all made of stardust, does that mean the universe is just really good at recycling? If Apple made a car, would it still have windows? If two vegans are arguing, is this still considered beef? Why do we drive on parkways and park on driveways? Even when a balloon is half inflated, is it completely full? Your fingers have fingertips, but your toes don't have toe tips, yet you can tiptoe, but not tip finger. If you told someone to expect the unexpected, wouldn't that make the unexpected expected? If 7-Eleven is open 24 hours a day, why are there locks on the doors? If you clean before you get in the shower, are you just really standing in a water box? If a candle company burns down, does it smell really nice? Why is it called a building if it's already built? If you drop soap on the floor, is the soap dirty or is the floor clean? Why is it called a pineapple if there's no pine or apple? If you clean a vacuum cleaner, aren't you the vacuum cleaner? Does the milk or the cereal go first when making cereal? Why do we call it a basketball hoop when it's a circle? Shouldn't it be a ring? If a giraffe was tied, does it go at the top of the neck or the bottom? If oranges are called oranges, why aren't bananas called yellows? If you buy a bigger bed, you're left with more bed but less room. If a fly loses its wings, is it now called a walk? If someone is running a fever, does that mean they're winning or losing? If you get scared half to death twice, what happens? Do you just die? If cats like fish, why are they scared of water? If a vampire bites a zombie, does the vampire turn into a zombie or does the zombie become a vampire? Ice cubes flow on their own blood. If tomb is pronounced tomb and womb is pronounced womb, then why isn't bomb pronounced boom? If two mind readers read each other's mind, then whose mind are they reading? Why are people cutting down birdhouses to make birdhouses? Why aren't apple chargers called apple juice? Using $1 as a bookmark is cheaper than buying a bookmark. Gravity is creepy when you realize you're not walking on a surface instead. You are getting pulled into a burning core of magma. People who say money can't buy friendship aren't considering that you can buy a dog. The telephone poles are trees that cleaned up and got a job.